In this video, we're going to break down a back hip circle on the bars for you today. We're going to show you how to teach it from the start all the way to going from a cast into a back hip circle round the bar. So the most important shape the gymnast needs to know when they're doing their back hip circle is a dish shape. They have to be extremely strong to be able to hold that shape all the way around the bar. So what we're going to ask our gymnast to do to start off with is just come down onto the floor with a parallel. They're going to show us that dish shape, lift off deck, just hold, 1, 2, 3, then relax back down. Now to make this a little bit more specific to a back hip circle, we're going to ask our gymnast to rock backwards and forwards in a dish shape. So we're going to see if deck can do 5 for us. So go into your dish, rocking backwards and forwards, keeping the bar down by his thighs, replicating what it's like to be on the bar when we're rocking round doing our back hip circle. So we need to start introducing the dish shape to the child on the bars. Now, if you have a set of parallel bars in your gym, this is the easiest way to do it. So we're going to get the gymnast in the middle of the bars and ask them to hold the outside of the bars. They're going to lift their legs up and try and hold themselves nice and straight in a tuck shape and straighten their legs into a nice dish under the bar. You can see we can hold this for 5 seconds, then bend our legs back down, bring them down to the floor. Then we can start bringing the gymnast onto the bar and start getting them to hold that dish shape upside down. Now to start off with, they might need a little bit of support. So deck, straight arms, hold that nice dish under the bar and then come back down again. Once they've done it a few times with your support and they're nice and strong in that dish shape, they can have a go at holding that dish underneath the bar by themselves. 1, 2, 3, and coming back down. Now holding that dish under the bar is going to be extremely important for when they do their back hip circle. They're going to need to be able to do this to hold their shape the whole time whilst they're going through the skill. So spend a lot of time on the dish shapes on the floor and on the bars upside down before you move them on to practicing parts of the skill together. So once we've got the gymnast doing these steps and stages, we can bring them on to the glove and loop bar where it's nice and safe. We can make them jump up into a front support. Now from there, Deck's going to push up into his nice dish shape. I'm going to have one hand on his back, one hand on his legs. He's going to fall backwards into a nice dish under the bar, and we can support him, holding him in that nice position, doing half the circle. So once you've done the first half of the back hip circle, and they can go from support round to that dish underneath the bar, it's time to get them to do the second half. So we start them in the dish under the bar, we can swing them gently, and then bring them round into a front support on top where they started. So Deck, if you go into dish for me, and 1, 2, 3, back up on top of the bar into that nice strong dish. So now you've done the first half and the second half, it's time to join the whole thing together and get the child to do the back hip circle all the way around the bar. So you're going to start the gymnast in front support. One hand's going to go on their back, one hand's going to go on their legs. We're going to take them round into that dish, swap our hands, and then bring them back to front support on top of the bar. We'll show you that one more time. Front support, one hand on here, one on their legs, come back, swap our hands, and then have them nice on top of the bar. So once you've done the back hip circle on the bar in gloves and loops, it's time to then start to introduce a cast into the back hip circle. At this point, the gymnast should already be able to cast away from the bar and land on their feet smartly behind them. So what we're going to do is bring the gymnast onto the bar. We're going to break it down. So we're going to start by just doing the cast, bringing them back to the bar, and then doing the back hip circle. So we do it in 2 sections. So big cast, back to the bar, nice shape, back hip circle, round on top of the bar, into a nice shape. It's important to break this down into 2 stages so you can focus on the shape in the cast and in the back hip circle so the gymnast doesn't have to think about too much all at once. Now we've broken it down into 2 stages, we've done the cast, we've done the back hip circle. It's now time to join them both together. So I'm going to show you how to support the cast up into the back hip circle and stop the gymnast on top of the bar safely. So one hand on the shoulder, one on the leg, cast to front support, into the bar, round we go, and hold the gymnast safely on top of the bar. Once you've done this enough times, supported them, you feel like they understand the skill and you think they're safe, we can step away to the side, allow them to practice by themselves and just be here in case anything goes wrong. So now we've taught the gymnast how to do a cast into a back hip circle on a glove and loop bar, it's time to move them over onto a chalk bar. So if the gymnast is scared and goes straight into the skill on the chalk bar, we can break this back down again, doing the cast, stopping them in support and going through all the steps and stages that we just did on the glove and loop bar. For this instance, I'm going to show you how to support the full thing on the chalk bar, so it's exactly the same. One hand on the shoulder, one hand on the leg, cast up into a back hip circle, move your hands round and stop the gymnast on top of the bar. Now once the gymnast feels comfortable and you've supported them enough times, they can have a go at this by themselves. It's still good practice to stand by the gymnast's side the whole time, making sure they're safe. Once you've gone through all these steps and stages, the gymnast should be able to do this back hip circle by themselves. You can step back, guide them through the right stages and allow them to practice the skill without any support. If you follow all the steps and stages we just went through with all the disc shapes on the floor, upside down on the bars, using the P-bars, going through the gloves and loop stages and supporting the gymnast all the way through to the end, the gymnast should have no problem in going from right at the beginning through to a cast into a back hip circle all by themselves.